Good morning, y'all. I thought that I would do a little video this morning to kind of start off the dahlias because we're starting to get buds, and so I thought that I would show y'all what's happening. Here are the beds. They're beautiful and they're really healthy looking. And it looks like something was digging in there last night. Gracious, I don't think there wasn't a tuber there, so they didn't hurt anything, but we sure do have a lot of critters out here. This is, they're looking healthy. And I'm hoping maybe this next week we might have a bloom or two. They're buds. This is shooting up here. That is Harvey Coop. Looks like it's kind of anxious to bloom. And the one next to it is right here is brown sugar, and it's got lots of buds on it too. Over here is the bed. I moved from a smaller bed and put them all in here, and they seem it has new dirt and fertilizer, and it really seems really happy. There's lots of buds. This is Linda's baby, so it looks like it's kind of might be in a race to be the first bloom for this year. It's really I don't know if it's over fertilized. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be. They're pushing up the netting. I'm hoping we're going to have a beautiful dahlia season, because I do love the dahlias. Here I have zinnias planted here and tuberoses. The potatoes, I'm going to dig some for Memorial Day. I have a few blue ones down there, mostly red potatoes. So they're starting to die back a little bit. Something had dug in there. Gracious. Here's zinnias. I've been transplanting and transplanting. It seems like every single seed of zinnias that I put in the ground came up. There's fig trees back there. This is peppers. And this is a bed that's kind of waiting because I was pulling off I had cardboard on it to keep the weeds down, and when I pulled it back, we discovered a yellow jacket nest. So there were yellow jackets for several days. Brian dug around, did something to them, tried to kill them, and I think they're finally gone. We'll see. There's daylilies all back here. This was my goal, to surround this half of the garden with daylilies, and so surely those will all fill in. I planted just single scapes in there, and here are my seedlings in the front. Let's see if I can show you. These are my seedlings here. This whole bed is my seedlings. There's one in there that came from my grandmother Lewis's yard, but the rest of them are my seedlings. And every morning I come out here to see if there's a new bloom. It's kind of exciting. There's been 2 or 3 that are really, really beautiful. One is almost white. One is a really nice pink one. Lily likes them too. So there's one this morning, but this is the first time I've seen this one. But it's so cool this morning that it's not opening up. It might take it a while. Hopefully it'll open up. That's a nice clump right there. That's one of my favorites. Look at the buds on it. It's really, really beautiful. Let me show you, see if I can. There we go. I really like this color a lot. Okay, that's enough about daylilies, because I think you came here to see about the dahlias. We do have daylilies blooming everywhere. I'm trying to move them from up there. I'm going to leave a few in that bed and bring them all out here to the fenced-in garden and the surrounding of it, so that I'm kind of halfway turning this raised bed gardening out here into at least half flowers, and then half vegetables and herbs. Here's my little herb bed that I grow. There's chives, and I planted patchouli. I'm not sure it's going to work. Cilantro's in there, some parsley, thyme, scented geraniums are up there. There's a little bit of lavender. And here's my beans. I usually plant a lot more than that, but I just planted one row, and then a small one that didn't do very well. I'll plant it again. When the potatoes are done, I'll plant beans there. So there's cucumbers up there in this bed. They're looking good. And I'm going to quickly walk y'all up to the tomatoes. I know I'm swinging you around. It's hard to believe I live here sometimes. I do love this yard. I love this place. It's really been a dream come true for me. There's what we thought was a dead fig tree, but it's coming out at the base. And here, this one we thought was dead, but it's not dead either. That cold weather that we had really did a number on a lot of things, and I'm still discovering the damage, and the gardenias really took a hit. You can see them right up there. They were huge. They were 5 feet tall and bloomed like crazy last year, and we don't have not one bloom on them this year, and I finally just cut them back to see if they would rejuvenate, and they're coming out, it looks like. Okay, here are the straw bales with the tomatoes. And y'all, if you've ever had a problem growing tomatoes in your ground with disease and that kind of stuff, this is pretty much the answer. They are so healthy, and they're looking good. I would really like to have a ripe tomato by July the 4th, but we'll see if that happens or not. But they look good, and once you get the hang of it, growing in straw bales is really, it's good. It's good. If you want tomatoes, if you want a successful crop and you hadn't been having one, then I just urge you to research it online and look for it. And here's this fig tree. I almost pulled it up 2 or 3 times, and it finally sprouted. I got this from Rusty and Elizabeth, and there comes my little fig tree. So this is okra amidst the weeds. And I planted zinnias back there. There's the greenhouse and all the workings over there. So I'm hoping this weekend we get to sit in that table and sit at that table in those chairs and enjoy each other. So there's our dead pine tree that one day, goodness, it needs to come down. And the tree man knows it, but he hadn't been here yet. There we go. An overview. I probably won't be as long every time, but this seemed to be just the beginning of where everything's blooming, everything's starting, and I hope y'all have a good Memorial Day weekend. And just remember, if you put something in the dirt, it will grow, and if it doesn't, then try again. With dahlias and daylilies and bachelor buttons and tomatoes, just grow something. This is Mona from Winterpast.